All right, good morning everybody. We're here again today and we've already kind of got Annie in here this morning and we're gonna do some work with her. We kind of skipped showing y'all, just getting them to the round pen as we usually do, although Abilene followed us almost all the way this morning starting out, so we saw some progress there. Then we got them both up here and got them separated. We got Abilene just on the other side of the fence here. And I'm gonna do some focused work with Annie this morning. And so just start by putting a little pressure on her rear. I like her reaction to that. And see that it's gotten better as we've been working. Her head comes down when she feels that pressure and she thinks about stepping towards me, which is different from when it used to come straight up and she would snort at me or run at me, which she still does a little bit. That's okay. Hey. Yeah. Flies bugging you this morning, aren't they? Well, let's walk back over here to Abilene. Well, come on with me. Yeah, come on with me. We'll come over here and see Abby. Hi, Abilene. Oh. Really nice, calm steps from Annie this morning. You still see her? A little tense, but overall, she's made some good steps. Those were really nice there. She actually put me a little further back on her body, which is not typically something she's been doing. She really likes to protect anything that starts trying to get around behind her. Staying really nice and connected here, and attaching. And go back over here to Abilene. Them flies are getting you. So when I stopped, her head goes up a little bit. Just important things to notice with her. She needs to take a step back. What do you think about this? Oh, it's scary, is it? This is nice. This is the closest I think Annie's really gotten. Nice and calm. And even before she had to walk off there, she kind of took a big breath. Not sure how regulating it was for her, but just little things to notice. Hi. She's really gotten to where she can come down here thinking about me, looking at me, so she can respond instead of react, which is nice. We're starting to work our way from one extreme of end of this spectrum for her back down, you know, closer to the middle. It's nice. Really nice, soft, quiet steps forward. So one thing to notice from what we've picked up on about Annie's side dominance is this side is where she feels a little more comfortable with us. This side is where she doesn't. And so being really cognizant of where I place my body and where I'm asking her to place her body is going to help in this process. So the place she feels safe is with Abilene, so the place she's going to feel safe is over here. So the place she's going to want her dominant side is going to be over here, and she's not going to want me between her and Abilene and on her dominant side. So the more we can set this up for her at first to where she can keep me on this non-dominant side and away from Abilene, the safer she's going to feel about that. And you see, as we start making this turn here more, it's harder for her. That anxiety builds, because if we kept going that way, we'd switch things around. And so if we just turn around here, now she gets to turn this non-dominant side more towards me. And you see, it's a lot more calming for her. That's good, Annie. Can I go all the way through and come back around? Huh? There we go. And see, if you just keep walking with me, you kind of get to put me in a safer space as I come out of it. Try it again. Flies really getting you, aren't they? So we've gotten a little closer even. All right. So that time she wanted to run away from the hand going up, but instead she paused, took a breath, and actually stepped in towards it, so it goes down and goes away. And I really I want to be intentional about even moving into a safer space for her, which is going to be more over here. Ah, and that time she stepped even closer to me than she has before, which is awesome. Ooh. Oh, a broken bottle piece.
Taking those out.
Didn't even make it out of the pen, did I? That might not feel good in a foot. Yeah. All right, you wanna try again? All right. So again, this time the arm goes up, she immediately moves in towards it, so it goes down, and I'm gonna move away and put her in a spot where she feels a little more comfortable. All right. And so now she's wanting to check me out. All right. Didn't touch me. I got close enough to smell, at least, when that arm went up. Has a hard time doing it in a regulated way, of course, just like everything that's scary. You know, we start to notice patterns of how these two interact. In this process, Abilene wants to kind of bite when she doesn't feel safe exploring something. Annie's kind of a charger. And that time, it was hard for her, so she charged it. All throughout working with her in attachment, when she's not feeling regulated and it feels scary, she doesn't really run away a lot of times. She charges at you like 3 or 4 steps in a trot. Good. Oh, yeah, you can try it again. Yeah, it's okay, see? And so what I really want to do is hold it up there until she can engage with it in a regulated way. She has a pattern of kind of pushing past where she's can really tolerate it, and then she's got to retreat. And so I want to hold it up there. If she's got to retreat and then come back and engage with it in a way that's regulated, I'd rather have that than her getting closer in a way that's not really regulated. I know, that's tough, isn't it? That's better. Okay, that distance is a little better to start working on this thing. What do you think? See, that was nicer. She really, really, really wants to come and check it out, but it's really, really scary. Hey. I know. There you go. That's a little better. Okay. You got to get control of that body first. Yeah. 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 There we go. There you go. Try it again. It's okay. Almost touched it that time. Got to smell it. So that time was even all right, as it could come up and she could see it and look at it without having to feel like she needed to make a move one way or the other, just that she could acknowledge it and stay calm. Right. All right, here it comes. That was a really nice interaction. Was able to reach out towards it, stay a little more calm. She says, I don't like that you're on this side between me and Abilene. It's going to be hard for me to interact with that thing when you're like that. Well, what if I move over here a little more? That make you feel a little better? You gonna try it now? Okay. That time we could feel her breath on our hands, so we made some progress there. Good job, Annie. You're doing better. I know it's going to be harder here, but you want to try it? She reached out and touched me that time. And it was just the tip of her nose, and she brushed it against my fingers, which is nice. What do you think about that, huh? Want to try it again? Again, oh, she touched it even softer that time. What do you think? Good. So that's really my first touch with Annie, I think, since we've ever really been doing much. What do you think? You gonna go this way with it? I know it's staying up there. Okay, that was good. See what you're missing out on, Abilene? Yeah. And just notice overall the subtle signs of her really becoming more comfortable in here as we go through this process. This is something that's hard for her, and for just a little bit it kind of amped her up. But as we kept working on it, she's starting to really get pretty calm in her body, starting to feel that energy come down for her and that anxiety go away a little bit. Good. Good girl. And try it again. What do you think? Good. Oh. Good. Try it again. Try it again, a little slower, a little calmer. Reach around to bite a fly. Oh. Stay with me here for a second. Good. What are you doing pawing at the fence over here, huh? What are you doing pawing at the fence? You want me to come get you? I didn't think so. Good job. About this left hand, huh? It's different, isn't it? What about this left one? My right one's getting tired. So this is obviously a process that causes tension for Annie. And she's staying in it with me and really trying, but you see she's kind of struggling a little more to stay regulated right now. And flies aren't helping, I understand that. Good. And so there was a little more of a regulated attempt. So one thing I might do is just move into some detachment so she gets to move her body around a little bit, work some of that tension out of her muscles. And so I'll just put some pressure and ask her to detach. And she says, well, I want to go this direction. Okay. You sure? Ah, that's what I thought. Okay, you can go that way. Keep me on your non-dominant side. And as she moves around to put me between her and Abilene and to put the camera and Laura and that side of the pin on that side, she speeds up a little, gets a little more dysregulated. Just things to notice. I'm gonna ask her this time it's a little better. She's able to walk through, and there's kids on the other side of the fence playing ball, so there's some stuff going on over there. And she stayed pretty regulated walking through. I'm going to ask her to go again. Asked her to go closer that time. It caused a little more stress for her. But she actually was able to stop and look at Laura there and didn't feel the need to run back over here to Abilene. These are all the little small signs of progress we see just from some of the work that we've been doing. And there I asked her to step even more towards Laura, and she did. Stayed at a nice regulated walk. Ah, if she wants to explore the water trough, I'm going to take pressure off and let her. That means she's staying a little more present and connected in her body in that detachment. Now as she steps into that space, her head goes down and she stays even more on the outside of it. She's really looking at it and exploring it. Helps when Abilene follows her over there. She checks in with me. I ask her to keep moving. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go again. Just get a nice little walk there. Abilene's changing direction, so you thought maybe she was going that way. Just keep on going. There you go. And so there I could tell by staying connected to her as she's detaching about 4 steps away that she had a thought, I want to go to the water trough. And so I released pressure, said, yeah, go to the water trough, it's fine. Get you a drink. And it's good that in that detachment, she's not so anxious, she can't pay attention to those things, but instead she can start exploring the stuff that's out there. And that's a good sign that she's starting to become a little more secure in that. That's pretty good. Did you get enough? A little more? Nice to see her shake out some tension in her body there. I don't know. And she checks in and she asks to come in this time, and I think I'm just going to release a little pressure around here and see if she wants to come in and follow a little bit. What do you think? Can I come over here and get a drink of water too? What do you think? So I can play with it too. I'm even better at playing with it than you are. Uh-huh. What do you think? It's nice. Check it out. Good breath, Annie. Good. Nice little touch. Stay calm. You know, one of these things, it's really important to kind of try to start to differentiate. A lot of these behaviors of biting at myself, reaching around to bite my side, swishing my tail, those can be, there's flies biting me. And they can also be a nervous response. And trying to figure out the difference is pretty tough sometimes, especially when there's a lot of flies. One of the things that helps me out with that, because if it's a nervous response, I want to keep the pressure there until she can feel that response, regulate, and then connect, and then I'm going to release. If it's just flies, I might do the same, but it just depends. If she reached out for something and a fly's biting her and she stopped, I might release on that if I think it was just a fly, but if I think it was this nervous reaction, I'm going to keep that hand up. One of the things you get to see that becomes really, really convenient is I don't need to bite at flies until you're making a request out of me. And a lot of times it's a combination. I feel the flies and they're bugging me, and I feel stress from you, and I'm going to do that. And even the way she bites at the flies is just a little more aggressive, a little more tense when she's in those moments. If you watch her over here by herself a lot, it's a little slower, it's not as snappy. And so those are just some things we pay attention to in this process. And if you just let me come over there and hug all over you, I'd knock all those flies off for you. I would. Well, hello. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Come say hi. Hi. See, Abilene does it just like that. Yeah. Just like Abilene. What do you think? It was nice. And go again. That was good. So there, she even moved me into her dominant nostril a little bit as she smelled it. Again, puts me in her dominant nostril. Nice little touch, nice little sniff. Stayed really calm. Abilene's gone way over there. What do you think about that? Very nice, Annie. Kinda got a double bump that time. What do you think? Are you gonna... No, you gotta run away. Good. So a lot of times that we find success are times where she makes an initial try, stays really calm, and I take the pressure away before she has to completely do the scary thing. And then she's able to stay calm, and when I take it back up, she's able to engage a little bit better. And that's just how we're going to start working up to, you know, where we don't have to do that every time. But this is where we start. This is where she starts to feel, to build trust that when that hand comes up there and she sniffs it and touches it with her nose, that it's not going to attack her and grab her. And that it'll go away when she comes up there to meet it. Nice. That was some good work. You want to walk a little bit? Good. Good girl. Let's come this way. What do you think? Walk into this scary space a little bit more. I'll go first. Abilene's back. She's gonna come over here with us. What do you think? Yeah, I know, it's easier when she comes over here with us, isn't it? Hi, Abilene. Yeah. Hey, what are you doing? Again, just another example of side dominance. She went to reconnect and realized she was going to do it on her dominant side and made a huge 180. Make sure that she did it with her non-dominant side, and that's okay. Yeah. It's really progress that she can turn her butt calmly towards us. That really wasn't an option for her previously. She always had to kind of have you in front of her, kind of like that. Real sensitive to pressure back there. All right, you want to try again? Some stuff? So now I've got pressure on her butt. This is kind of a first for her, is that she's actually walking away from it. It's good to see that she feels that she can try to make those choices here, and it's going to be safe. And that's really a good coping skill. If I feel too much tension in my body to interact with you, I might need to walk some of it off first. And if I keep her from doing that or make her feel that that's not a safe thing, then we'll start building some pathways that we don't want to build in her brain, and some patterns in our relationship we don't want to build. So I don't go away, I stay with her. That pressure's still on her butt here. I'm still making the request for her to engage, but It's kind of neat to see her exploring the space. Oh, hi, thank you. So she finally turned and looked at me, and so I'm going to release pressure. And this is a big change in her reaction. Look at that. Is now, instead of feeling like she has to spin around and look right at me and put me in front of her, she actually feels a little more comfortable with just standing there and looking over her shoulder at me. Hi. Really starting to see more of a relaxed posture overall for her. Well, look at you. How does that feel? You want to try this? You do? And try again. Good. About a little more. What do you think? Good start. It's a good start. Nice. Another little subtle change that I'm starting to notice here, and it's just been in the last 5 minutes or so, is when I walk around to put pressure on her rear, she actually lets me get around just a little further before she feels like she needs to move on both sides. And it's still further over here on this non-dominant side. But you know, here I couldn't really get a step into this dominant I-4 before. Now I can kind of get a couple before she feels that pressure. And so it's just her overall comfort level with this and with me. Starting to get a sense of felt safety. Even there, the hand comes up, she doesn't necessarily feel like she has to engage with it. She sees it. And so then that gives me an opportunity to ask a little more, to see if she will engage. Well, come on up here. Good. Good job. You want to go again? Come on. I know it's hard on your dominant side. You better turn it around, switch it up a little. It's nice. You move those feet a little bit. How about we detach a little, okay? Yeah, there you go. And the request to detach, of course, still causes anxiety. It's another thing we just keep working on. And of course, now we're on her dominant side. She wants to switch us around. I'm just going to ask her to see if she can find some regulation on this side. Start to trust me just a little bit. And so there's an entire circle where she kind of stayed connected, stayed more calm. And that's great. So I'm going to release pressure. And we'll go back and ask her to try it again. Let's do it again. There you go. You know, one of the things that's really important, especially with a horse like Annie, is when you make a request of her, she's really sensitive, and she immediately makes an effort, whether it's really regulated or not, she immediately makes an effort to respond to that request a little bit. And especially in detachment, a lot of times she gets it wrong immediately and tries to come in. And she does it with a little higher energy sometimes. And it's really important for me that when she does that, that it doesn't raise the energy and tension in my body, that I stay regulated, keep the pressure the same in that request, and that she doesn't feel punished for guessing wrong, because we're still building this system of communication. And so for her to be able to get a wrong answer, and even calling it a wrong answer, right? But even her being able to explore and try something, and it wasn't really what I was asking, and then for that to be okay. It's going to be real important in her level of felt safety and how we make requests of each other. That's really nice, Annie. That's really nice. You keep going. You can do it. Yeah. Go again. Go one more for me. What do you think? Let's go one more. Yeah. Go all the way over there. Good. Checks out Laura as she goes by in the camera. These are all things I want to see as she's going around there. She's able to see the things out there and stay connected with me. A few more steps. Okay, now this way. Good. So there she's able to detach for 2 steps, recognize the pressure, move back, and then reattach. Hey there, Abilene. Okay. So we'll try one more time for just a little regulated touch. Hopefully we can get that. And we'll wrap up for the day. Done some pretty good stuff here, Annie. And even just her overall feel in her body is much different. Can kind of stay calm and see what I'm asking instead of just kind of jumping to What do you think? I know. Good. Yeah, that was good. Nice. Good. Let's try one more time. What do you think? All right. Stayed calm, stayed connected. I'm going to end on that note, and we'll see y'all next week, hopefully.